Manchester United is struggling. Even with making it to a Europa League final, many are saying they don't deserve to be there. And there's even people saying if they win, they don't deserve to be in the Champions League next year. Currently just above the relegation zone, this is not the year we expected from Man U, so I'm gonna fix it. Today, I'm gonna try and fix Manchester United in one season. Now, I could come in with a $1 billion budget and just fix it right now, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna fix Manchester United in 1 year, but if we don't, we have to go back and do it again. That's right, it's the Groundhog Day of career mode videos. We're gonna rebuild Manchester United's first season as many times as it takes to win the Premier League. So of course, that all starts by bringing Ruben Amorim to Manchester United, and this is the squad we start with in EAFC 25. But we need some sort of constant here, so we're just gonna run through one season and see how this base team does. It'll help us identify some problems for the next time. And we made it through our baseline season here, and we are not near the bottom of the table, which is already an improvement on the current state of Manchester United. But we actually placed 7th, 68 goals for, 55 goals against. Wasn't half bad this year. We did lose the Community Shield, we did not win the FA Cup, we did not win the Carabao Cup, and we did not win the Europa League. But what really matters here is how our players performed. Bruno Fernandes carried the midfield here. I think he's gonna have to be a mainstay in each one of these seasons. Højlund didn't do bad at all, 16 goals in 24 games, but he missed out on a lot of game time in season 1 here. Diogo Dalot makes a great name for himself. 14 clean sheets for him at right back. I think he's going to stay in this team as well. But there is so much opportunity in this squad, and we only get 1 year to try and capture that. So we're moving on to what technically counts as season 2, but we're just starting all over again. Like I said, the Groundhog Day of rebuild videos. So we're back again, Ruben Amorim coming to Manchester United, but this year we're making changes. And the first change I think I'm going to make isn't really a change at all. I'm just going to use what Manchester United already has. That means using both of their best strikers, some great playmakers like Sancho and Bruno Fernandes, and some young prospects like Kobbie Mainoo and Lenny Yoro. I'll be selling off players that they didn't really use too much this season, and or some of the older players that probably shouldn't be playing for the level they need. And our first transfer is going through here. Casemiro is leaving for Spurs, Manchester United's Europa League opponent. And the best right winger in the world, Harry Maguire, is also leaving. Next player we're seeing leave is Anthony. Johnny Evans out to Brentford. Aaron Wan-Bissaka out as well. And with those sales, we've got a great looking bench and a great starting 11. So season 2 or year 2 or year 1, I don't know. Here we go. And halfway through the year, we're sitting 9th, 2 spots below where we finished the year prior, and 18 points away from Arsenal at the top of the table. And this trio of Xerxes, Fernandes, and Højlund is doing quite well so far. And truthfully, it seems that our biggest problem here is our left mid role, with Garnacho getting 20 games, 2 goals and 1 assist, not great from him. Rashford getting only 10 games, 1 goal, that's it. And so we've gone for a massive midfield signing here to try and fix that left midfield spot. It's a guy rumored with a move to the Premier League, definitely not rumored with Manchester United, but for the purpose of this video, they've got the budget to do it, so why not? It is Nico Williams coming over from Athletic Club Bilbao, 86 rated left mid for a hefty fee. I also made the decision that Lenny Yoro is just not doing it for us, so we've decided to go for a straight swap with him and Sven Botman, bringing him down, I guess, from Newcastle to Manchester United, hopefully getting us a little bit closer to that title race. But looking at this squad, there's only one player out of place, and it's Kobbie Mainoo, which is why we're bringing over one of Ruben Amorim's former players, and a guy who's also linked with Premier League football next year. It is Morten Hjulmand coming over from Sporting for a definitely overpaid deal. But this team looks insanely good, and I'm really hoping for that second half of the season comeback. We end up going up a place from 9th, but no further, only 8th for us this year. And we don't win the Europa League either. We actually go out to Spurs in the semis. But Xerxes, Fernandes, and Højlund are definitely a mainstay for the time being. Each of them with 20 plus goals is a great thing to see. Nico Williams, less than 6 months, 15 goals. He's definitely going to be in the team next year, but that right mid spot is now where we need to upgrade. Dalot again, proving he is our clean sheet master, but I don't know if Hjulmand and Botman really made their case. I'd like to give Hjulmand another chance, but I don't think we'll be seeing Botman again in this video. So starting out with this squad in season number 3, or I guess rendition number 3, the most obvious upgrades are there. Although our 2 strikers are the same rating as our right mid and our center back, they're actually producing and scoring plenty of goals right now. So right mid and center back are where we need to upgrade this year. And for this season, we're going to the Bundesliga for a little bit of winning expertise. That's what we need here. There's been some great German players at Manchester United in the past. We have another one here, and Jonathan Tah coming over for a swap deal with Lenny Yoro and 31 mil. And from getting a player off the back of Leverkusen's fantastic season, we're going straight into to another winning team, one of the most winningest teams in all of football. It is Leroy Sané coming over from Bayern Munich. Both him and Jonathan Tah were at the end of their contracts, so they're going to make a fine addition to this team. And with those two additions, this team is looking more and more like our strikers need to change. But I'm not going to lie, if they keep putting up numbers like they have, I think we'll be okay. And here in January, we're seeing our best position yet this video, 6th place so far, and only 8 points off of the title. We are definitely still in the running. Xerxes and Fernandez seem to be doing a great job. Xerxes currently with an injury. I'll have to look into that. Højlund is definitely dropping off this year. Not really performing the way he has been. But Sané and Nico Williams are still putting in quite a shift. But it looks like Xerxes should be able to play in the next 9 days. So I'm not too concerned there. I am concerned about Højlund though. So I've decided to go for it with the remaining budget for this season. Well, the remaining budget of every season we've had, because we keep going back to the same season over and over again. This video is quite confusing, isn't it? Anyways, the remaining budget has brought us Victor Gyökeres, another former player under Ruben Amorim, who dropped off in form when Amorim left the club originally, so hopefully he can find that form again here with us. And we saw an improvement here, 4th place overall in the league. We're slowly moving up in the world, but the big issue with us going back and restarting the season again is that all of these teams still have the same players, the same potential, which they wouldn't have otherwise if we kept progressing. For example, Liverpool may not have players like Trent, Salah, Van Dijk, anyone whose contracts are expiring. Yeah, we're in for a long haul here, but 4th place is a good start. And we did win the Community Shield this year, so that's a plus. But I'm sad to say, still nothing in the Cups. However, we did go to the Europa League final and we did face Tottenham, but sadly we lost 3-1 this time around. And Bruno Fernandes, 27 goals, 13 assists. What a guy. Xerxes 26 and 10, he's a mainstay. And Victor Gyökeres 15 and 1 in his second half of the year. Not bad at all. 15 assists for Williams, he's staying in the team. But Leroy Sané was not the right choice this year. Diogo Dalot again, most clean sheets. And Jonathan Tah was right up there, so I think he's staying. We are slowly and meticulously creating a winning side for Manchester United, but it's taken a lot more than I thought it would. So once again, Amorim is back at Manchester United, and once again, we're looking for a right mid. The only two positions I'm kind of questioning, but haven't had much reason to change, is the left back and goalkeeper spot. So far, they're doing the job though. But we have decided to go for more of an experience signing here. Not only someone who has experience winning the league, but someone who has experience in Manchester. And while it may be a little bit of a trader move, that's right, Riyad Mahrez coming over to Manchester United to fill up that right wing spot. Surely this squad is going to stay top 4, hopefully first, but they got to stay top 4, right? And in January, once again, we're not in first, we're in 6th. Really not where we want to be halfway through the year. We're putting ourselves in a tough spot. I guess this really is a Man United rebuild. And we lost the Community Shield this year, and we are stinking it in the Europa League right now compared to how Man United is doing in real life. But Gyökeres and Xerxes are doing fantastic. Mahrez dipping in rating, but still top 3 in goals. And Fernandez is not producing how he usually is. Neither is Nico Williams. But Jadon Sancho is fighting for it this season. I may just have to give him a starting spot. You know what? I still don't feel confident with that. I'm just going to leave things how they are and get through this season. Nope, definitely not. We definitely regressed. 9th place, not even close. And of course, we lost the Community Shield again. And we lost the Europa League final. But I won't lie, Mahrez didn't do half bad. And Bruno Fernandes picked it up in the second half of the year. Yeah, I think Mahrez is going to stay in this team. But I do think Hjulmand's time is up. And I think it's time for a new left back as well. And we're back with Ruben Amorim coming into Manchester United here. Another thing I just realized is going back every year means, yes, we have the players, but we don't have their growth. We get the same players with the same rating every year. So we have gone back to a proven Premier League center defensive midfielder here. He's been gone for a little bit. Well, not too long, but we're bringing him right back. It's Joao Palhinha coming over from Bayern for a swap deal with Kobe Mainoo. But we're also bringing a new face to England, someone with only 12 months remaining on their contract at the start of season 1. I don't know what season we're on anymore. Technically still season 1, try number 5, where we bring in Ferland Mendy from Real Madrid over to Manchester United. And we still have not been able to fix this team to win the league in the 24-25 season, and there's only 5 players from the original starting 11 left in the squad. And somehow we're 7th. In January, we're scoring plenty of goals and keeping up with the big teams on that front. I think we're just conceding too many. I think it's time we make a change at the goalkeeper position. And we have gone for a choice of another player, again looking for a move to the Premier League, and I wouldn't be surprised if Manchester United is interested. Most of the world is. It is Gregor Kobel from Borussia Dortmund. This keeper has been fantastic for Dortmund, even with how bad they've been, so hopefully he can save this terrible team as well. And Gyökeres, Fernandez, and Xerxes still popping off Honestly, I think we've solidified the attack, and all 4 of our defenders are showing up on the first page here and all 4 of our defenders showing up on the first page of clean sheets. That's pretty solid as well. But Kobel, 10 clean sheets in 29 games. That includes Europa League as well. That's pretty good. I think we made a good choice there. I'm just hoping this meant that we did well in this season, because we did win the Community Shield this year. We did not win the FA Cup. We did not win the Carabao Cup. We did win the Europa League over Slavia Praha. But of course, we were 4th in the Premier League. 4th in the Prem with a squad like this. And we've seen this all before. We're back again with Ruben Amorim and Manchester United. But so far, even a squad like this isn't even cutting the chase to win the Premier League. I mean, we still haven't done a full season with it, but I'm done with trial and error. We need a change now. So even though Xerxes been fantastic for us, it is time for us to make the upgrade. And that upgrade is a big one in Victor Osimhen, an 87 rated striker coming over to Manchester United. That takes Xerxes to the bench, and I'll see what money I have left to upgrade the bench at all. But again, this team should be winning games. This team should be winning the league. And for the first time, we are in a title race by January, yet we're still 10 points behind. Currently in 3rd, Tottenham is having a great season so far, and we need to catch up. And it's very interesting to see that it is Bruno Fernandes who is carrying our team right now. If we can get our strikers to start scoring, we might just win this league. And again, we end up 4th. You'd think by now we would have worked out a good system for this, but we did win the Community Shield, and we also won the Europa League, so there's that, I guess. But Bruno Fernandes is absolutely single-handedly carrying this team. 35 goals and 15 assists, 31-2 for Osimhen, and 20-4 for Gyökeres. Don't know what we need to do to improve this squad, but we're gonna have to find out when we wake up again at the beginning of the season. This Manchester United team might just be cursed as we jump into yet another season with Ruben Amorim and Manchester United. Other than a formation change, I don't really know what else we can do with this squad. And we've gone back to the Bundesliga to try and fix this team. So far, they're some of the only players that are making a lasting impact. So here comes our second CDM as Joshua Kimmich joins the team. And with the formation change, this is what the squad is looking like. It really isn't that bad, and I've had no reason to upgrade Martinez at the center back spot, but if we can't do it this season, that's the next upgrade. Bruno Fernandes again. I know Manchester United fans already love him, but this is just showing more reason to keep him as long as you can. Whereas everyone else is not really scoring the way that I'd like them to. And Jonathan Tah seems to be injured. However, we are indeed in a title race, for real this time. Tied with Arsenal in points, it is only goal difference keeping us below them. Everyone is hot on our tails. However, we're in a good spot for the first time this whole video, actually. Bruno Fernandes and Osimhen, of course, carried us again, but Jadon Sancho stepped up this year from the bench, 13 and 14. Pretty solid from him. Everyone did well overall. It looks like everyone did well, at least. Where did we end up? Well, we didn't win the Europa League. We didn't win the Carabao Cup. We didn't win the FA Cup. And we didn't win the Community Shield. You already know what that means. We did not win the Premier League. 7th overall. We went from 2nd to 7th in that second half of the season. This team might be unsavable. And we're back again. Ruben Amorim and Manchester United. I feel like I've said that way too many times by now. But even with this team, we're placing 4th at best. So I think it's time to upgrade one of the final positions of Manchester United's starting players. Lisandro Martinez, you're gone. So we've gone for a duo that has done it time and time again in the French league, with part 1 of that duo being this man right here, Marquinhos, 87 rated center back, coming over to Man U. And part 2 of that duo being the right back from PSG, 25 years of age, 84 rated. Dalot's been doing great for us there, so I'm going to keep him on the bench for now, but I think it's time for an upgrade. And Achraf Hakimi is that upgrade. Just to make sure everyone's on the same page, so far to fix Manchester United's 24-25 season, we have had to replace every single player other than Bruno Fernandes, who has been solely carrying this team the entire video. If we can't do it this year, I don't know what other changes we can make. And we are currently 5th place, only 5 points off the title, so it's definitely still on the cards, but it still seems like there's no saving this team. We did win the Community Shield this year and are still in both the FA and Carabao Cups and are currently undefeated in Europa League, which seems to be mostly due to Bruno Fernandes and Victor Osimhen. What a crazy return from those two. And our Bayern CDM duo of Kimmich and Polina are doing pretty well on those clean sheets. So I don't know what other changes I can really make to this squad to get it up to par. Really, Mahrez is the only player on watch right now for me. But with this squad performing a lot better than usual, I want to watch if we can make it to the next round of the Carabao Cup, which I believe is the final. Only one way to find out here. Let's see. And we do not move on in the Carabao Cup. Okay, I lied. There's a second round here against Newcastle. We're 2-0 down, so I don't have much faith, but we still can come back here. Let's see if we can do it. Bro, when we do come back and move on to the finals of the Carabao Cup. It almost feels like I care more about this than the Premier League, but the Premier League is the goal. I just want to see, can we win silverware this year? Overall, the most we've gotten is some Community Shields, and I think 1 Euro Europa League, so a Carabao Cup would be really nice, and we lose. Ian Maatsen wins it for Aston Villa in the 77th minute. I don't even know what to do at this point. We lost the league again. We scored the most goals in all of the Premier League. We just happened to lose 3 more games. We didn't end up winning the FA Cup. We obviously saw us lose the Carabao Cup. And we got knocked out of the Europa League by Spurs. Osimhen had a 38-goal season. Bruno Fernandes 27-12, Mahrez 13-13, and Williams 11-14. This team is crazy. I think it's time, and I think it's been time for some drastic measures. I'm having to cave and cheat the game to get Manchester United this win. I'm going to the direct rivals and giving them 3 of the best players on this team: Haaland, Rodri, and Phil Foden. I'd go for KDB, but Bruno Fernandes is performing. And here goes Haaland and Rodri. And on second thought, they also need a better winger and defender. So let's go for the 2 best of those as well: Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk. You already know what I'm about to say. I'm not even going to say it this time, but we're back. So the real question is, can this team, this starting 11 and bench of some of the best players in the world, if they can't win this season, it's gotta just be the club. And I'm sure fans still wouldn't be surprised. I guess this is a good thing, right, that we are in second place. But this team should not be losing to anyone. Second place in the Prem is where we sit currently, just behind Liverpool, even after we took Van Dijk and Salah from them. And it's Haaland, Fernandes, and Rodri who are carrying our goals right now. Sancho getting plenty of game time and actually doing quite well. And this season is over. We ended up going out to Manchester City in the FA Cup. You saw we went out to Liverpool in the Carabao Cup, and we go out to Lazio in the Europa League. That's way too many losses for my liking this season. But Erling Haaland had a 42-goal and 5-assist season, 25-11 for Fernandes, 17-12 for Salah. These are some good numbers and not numbers that would make me think that we did bad in the league. Let's find out, have we finally saved Manchester United, or are they just cursed? And we have finally, after so many restarts, so many seasons, we have finally saved Manchester United, and only by 3 points, by the way. But we did. We won the league. As we already knew, Manchester United needed some help. I just didn't think it was going to be this much, because this was the team that ended up actually winning them the Premier League. So Man U fans, strap in. It's going to be a long time before you're back up top. Anyways, that's the end of the video today. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you comment down below if you enjoyed the video and what other teams you want to see me do this with. Anyways, that'll be it for me this time. I'll see you next time. Peace.